Jamie Redknapp.
Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, Jamie.
How you doing? You all right? Thanks for bringing that bit up.
How are you, Jamie? What did you
well.
make of that performance last night? It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great performance, especially the first half. They were just incredible, Liverpool. The tempo they played at, they were just at another level completely to Manchester United. They are a team that's just full of quality players, good type of individuals, great professionals, work hard for each other. When they haven't got the ball, they go and chase it, win it back. When you look at that front three, they could have massive egos, but they don't play like that. They're just a wonderful team to watch. If you're a Liverpool fan, and obviously I'm biased because it's my team, you're so proud. When you watch Liverpool, you are so proud of that team and everything that they encapsulate. And I think the manager deserves so much credit on the flip side. And listen to this morning, a lot of Man United fans to be completely the other way when they watch their team. There's no real love for that team right now. They're just a complete opposite end of the scale.
Jamie, tell me, mate, see, looking at Liverpool, I mean, what a watch there. They're unbelievable. However, you look at the players, you look at the squad, you look at everything about the club, even the recruitment, Jamie, the recruitment's incredible. And by that I mean, he's brought in guys like Jota, and I actually can't believe the impact that Diaz has made in a short period of time. The recruitment has been fantastic as well.
Absolutely, Ali, and I think what that shows you, and it's so true, that you've got to get the right type of player in. You're not just looking at what players are like in terms of their ability. You're looking at about them as an individual. How are they going to embrace the dressing room? Are they going to come in? Are they going to work for the team? And I think that's where Liverpool have been so clever in their recruitment. Obviously, a lot of players coming from Red Bull, great work ethic. When you bring in Diaz, you can see that he's just loving playing for Liverpool. I think the likes of Jordan Henderson, James Milner, they are so important for that dressing room. They will run that dressing room for Jurgen Klopp to a certain extent. And if you look at Man United on the opposite scale, they almost sign players like Harlem Globetrotters. Oh, he can play, let's sign him. Is there any real thought about setting that team up, putting that jigsaw puzzle together? There isn't. Whereas Liverpool, every player that comes in, Jurgen Klopp improves them. You go there, if you're a young player now that wants to become a top-level player, you want to go and work with the likes of Klopp, with the likes of Guardiola, Tuchel, because they're improving you day in, day out, and the education of working with good professionals makes such a difference, as you say, Ali.
Jamie, was you shocked at the lack of rivalry in the game? I mean, you played against Manchester United a lot of times, the rivalry that you had with Manchester United. Even the Manchester-based players didn't look like they were, up for the game yesterday. Was that a big worry for you?
Yeah, I think exactly, Gabby. There was no real... but who was going to make a tackle in that midfield? Who was going to make a statement, really, when you look at the midfield that's set up before the game? No disrespect to Nemanja Matic. He's leaving in the summer. He can't get around the pitch like he used to. I mean, that midfield couldn't tackle a hot dinner. Whereas if you'd have looked at the midfields that we played against, you'd have Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt. There'd be, it's a different. Don't get me wrong, it's different now. It is. It's a completely different game, and one tackle players a book. But you still have to start the game with the right intensity. They didn't get close to anyone. I thought the front three as well were real disappointment. There's a couple of examples. I watched Marcus Rashford when Fabinho played the ball past him, and he just let him run off him. And then the next one come and he still let him run. I'm thinking, that's your job. These are basic things that you've got to go and do. You've got to go and chase that defensive midfield player. And I think that's a tempo that has to get set from the manager. I think you've got to understand what the manager wants from you. And a lot of these players, and Marcus is a great example, he's not improved since he was 19 years of age because no one's really worked with him. No one's told him what to do as a footballer, that is. No one's ever really given him the right basics about how to improve. Whereas at Liverpool, every player that's played for Jurgen Klopp, I can't think of too many signings that you go, well, that one hasn't quite worked out. People doubted Thiago. Now look at him. I mean, what a footballer that guy is.
Jamie, what's your gut saying about the title race now?
Do you know what? It's such a difficult one to call, Laura. Anybody that thinks they know is just completely... Anything can happen. It's just a case of a slip-up, one moment of just maybe leaving the wrong player out on the wrong day. You look at the Brighton game tonight for Man City. On paper, yes, of course City should win, but Brighton went to Tottenham. They're capable of getting an unusual result here, and it might be a draw that ends up costing them. Liverpool and Man City have got great squads, and there's certain players it's like Liverpool can't afford. I think any player in Liverpool's team, if they were injured apart from Virgil van Dijk, I think they'd be fine. They could cover him. He's the one player that Liverpool couldn't lose in a game, and that's why Jurgen Klopp plays him relentlessly, week in, week out. Man City, they're still, an incredible side to watch, and maybe that goal, Ali, you're a goal scorer, Gabby was. Maybe just not having that goal scorer, maybe just to get that 1-0 might end up costing Man City where they haven't got that out-and-out striker. Who knows? But it's 50-50 right now. And, I think City, obviously, with the advantages right now, maybe them. But anything could still happen in this title race.
Jamie, tell me, mate, it's always impossible to compare teams and compare eras, but I go back that Liverpool side with Kenny and Graham and Jockey Hansen and all those boys, and that's one of the best teams I've ever seen. However, mate, this side is probably on the verge of near immortality. If they could do this quadruple, it would probably be one of the greatest achievements ever in English football. Can they do it, mate?
They certainly can, Ali. Yeah, and I genuinely believe that. Of course, they're going to need a little bit of luck. They're going to need things to go their way and make sure they don't take their eyes off the ball in the odd game. But if you look, they've already got the Carabao Cup or League Cup covered. The FA Cup's going to be a great game against Chelsea. You look at the Champions League, things are starting to fall into place, and it might end up being a Man City Liverpool final. And the league, of course, anything can happen. And it's been an amazing season. I mean, the two sides that we're watching right now, Man City and Liverpool, are just a joy to watch. I said it, when even if you're a neutral, you look at this team with such admiration because they're slightly different. I think that's what we love. You look at how Man City play it. So it's a joy the way they move the ball, and they're so thoughtful about how they play. Liverpool a little bit more direct, a bit more energy up front, and hard work in the team. But there's something you can't help admire both of these sides. They're a great advert for our Premier League, and I would love to see Liverpool do the quad. I mean, it seems so close, but you know what it's like, Ali. One bad moment, an injury here or there, and it can soon change. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they're possible? Do you think they can do it?
I do, mate. I really do. I mean, the longer it's going on, I look at them, and there's part of me thinking, is there going to be any fatigue? Are we going to see any tiredness? But it's not evident at all. They just look as though, if anything, they're getting stronger and stronger. Clearly, the biggest problem they've got is Manchester City are of probably the same quality. But could they do it? You better believe they could, mate.
Yeah.
Jamie, I've got to ask, because you're going back on the road, or you've done it already, a league of their own. It's the road trip, Dingle to Dover. There's 4 episodes in total. We've already seen a couple of them. Sheep herding's involved, celebrity football matches with Kelly Smith, Leanne Sanderson, Paul Merson, National Ploughing Championship. What's that?
Yeah. All the usual sports you'd expect us to be doing. It gets we're on again tomorrow night on Sky One, and it's a bit. It goes a little bit. Obviously, I was a snooker fan as a kid. I'm sure you was, Ali and Gabby. So we do a bit of snooker with Steve Davis. We go and go down to Morecambe to have a chat with Tyson Fury, and obviously he's got his big fight the weekend, which was fun. Yeah, it's the usual stuff. And League of Their Own fans, I'm sure. I hope they've enjoyed it. It's great to do. You guys work closely with Freddie. He's an absolute joy to work with. He's an incredible guy. So we've had a lot of fun doing it, and going from say Dingle to Dover, and then there's a forfeit at the end of it, and I won't tell you who gets it, but it's it's been a lot of fun. It's as I say, it feels a bit like you guys. When you're in here, you're talking about something you love. We talk about sport. When I do the road trip, it's not work. It's just a joy to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can tell, mate.
You can actually. It just seems like such a laugh. Jamie, how's the family? Because you've got a new little Raffy in your life. Is it going well? Are you enjoying yourself?
He's great. Yeah, he's just 5 months old. He didn't watch the game last night. He had to go to bed. He wasn't happy with me. But no, it's unbelievable. It's to do it again as well, Laura, because obviously I've got 17-year-old Charlie and Bo's 13, and to have that baby this morning, and I took Bo to school. You wake up and just to see them together, it's a real joy. So no, I'm very fortunate. I'm loving it, and getting back to changing nappies and burping them. I've realised now I'm a world-class burper. I just don't know how I do it. I just manage to just get it. The next thing, the burp comes out, and it's like scoring a top corner from 25 yards.
Just a quick message that came in. I said, is Jamie calling from an aviary? It does sound like there's a lot of birds behind you. There's a lot of whistling, singing birds this morning. It sounds amazing, and it looks beautiful. Are you in your garden? Where are you?
I'm in the garden, yeah. I've got the goal behind me, yeah.
Looks amazing. Jamie, thank you. Always a pleasure having you on. Good luck. I'm hoping that everyone's going to enjoy this. I know that the couple that have been out already have been brilliant. So if you want to catch up with a League of Their Own, it's a special road trip, Dingle to Dover. 4 episodes in total. You can catch all the ones that you've missed on Catch Up and on Sky and Now TV as well. Jamie, wonderful to speak to you. Good luck for the rest of the season.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.